my friends, and welcome to episode 18 of the Kiss Army Nation podcast. I am your host, Pasquale Veri, and I'm joined with my co-host, Claudio Spira.
Hey, Pasq, how are you? Hey, John, and well, this is awesome. I can't wait to go through this episode. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching and thanks for being here.
Now, it's no secret that being a Kiss fan is filled with life-altering experiences, once-in-a-lifetime experiences that happens over and over and over again. Every Kiss fan understands this. That's why we love to hear fan stories. Now, I don't think there is anyone out there who has more life-altering Kiss experiences than our next guest. This man is part of Kissery. This man is Mr. John Downs. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Thanks for being here, John.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, yeah, we're going to go, John, it's a pleasure to have you in the show, and we have so many things to talk about. Let me just start saying that this is the most predictable part of the show. So everybody who comes here, tends to say their origin story. Okay, so let's get into your story. How did you get into Kiss? So I know that you even wore Kiss makeup at your prom. How did that go? And wearing makeup also paid off for you. So tell us, everything. There's a contest involved. So what happened? So tell us about yourself.
Well, that's a lot of questions in there.
I know.
The Kiss, my fascination with Kiss started really with the release of the Destroyer album. I actually went to a friend's house to hang out after school one day, and his mom said he's still doing his homework, just wait in his room, and he'll be out in a few minutes. So I went in his room, and he had a cassette collection. Okay. So I opened the box. Remember cassettes years ago?
Yes, sir.
Opened the box and was looking through the cassettes, and I saw one that said Destroyer, and I pulled it out, and I thought, wow, that's a pretty cool cover with the four guys, doing that. Mm-hmm. I was like, pretty cool. So I popped it out and I put the cassette in. I never heard of Kiss before, believe it or not, and put it in the cassette. And all of a sudden you started hearing a newscaster broadcasting about, the news. And then there was a car wreck. And then all of a sudden they went into those first chords of Detroit Rock City. I was hooked. I mean, seriously, I heard that and I'm like, wow, this is awesome. And then from that point on, I was hooked. I was a Kiss fan just by looking at the artwork and then hearing those first chords. It was just my kind of music. So yeah, that's really how it started, awesome. Into Kiss. Yeah.
Wow.
And then you were asking some other questions.
The prom. So you wore Kiss makeup, at your prom. How did that go?
Well, my brother and I, we always fantasized we were, going to be members of Kiss. So he would always dress up as Peter Criss. Did a really good job of it. And I was always dressed up as Gene Simmons. Mm-hmm. So my brother bet me for the high school prom. He goes, I dare you. I'll give you, I forgot how much money it was. I dare you to dress up like Gene Simmons for the prom. I'm like, I can't do that. My date will kill me. And then he's like, he kept baiting me. And finally I said, okay, I'll do it. So I dressed as the Dress to Kill. With the suit. And I did the makeup and I had the wig with the jeans bun, the whole bit. Still have a picture of it. Needless to say, when I met her, she was not very happy, and we did not dance a single dance at the prom. She was so embarrassed. So I won the bet, but not really, because I kind of lost the date.
That's right. What I mean? She didn't want to dance with Gene Simmons. Not at all.
No, but it was a fun time. I could look back on it with good memories. So that was fun. And then, of course, like I said, we dressed up a lot as Kiss. I live in Charleston, South Carolina, and we have what they call record bars.
Okay.
In the mall. I don't know what they are up north, but they're called the record bar here. And so the record bar was advertising a Kiss contest. Dress up like Kiss, and if you win, they'll give you the whole Kiss catalog plus an autographed solo album from the person you dress up like. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. My brother and I said, wow. So Jamie dressed up as Peter Criss. I dressed up as Gene Simmons. We both did the Dress to Kill look.
Okay.
Went into the mall, walked in. The costumes there, they weren't that great, but hey, they're fans. Everybody was trying. You know, back then we all, like Ace would use aluminum foil. If you remember, a lot of guys would do the cross thing with aluminum foil. Right. Looked pretty good for a homemade costume. But long and short of it, after they took all the pictures and everything, they came back and said, we voted you the best Gene Simmons. So they came out with the whole Kiss catalog on LP. Man. I mean, that goes up to the solo album. So that was a pretty good stack of records. And then on the top was an autographed on his face from Gene Simmons on solo album. And I was just like, wow. So I think my brother and I, we split the albums just to be fair, because we both entered, you know, we want to both walk away as winners. As you can tell, I'm pretty close to my brother. We're 16 months apart. So we kind of started Kiss together and kept it going all those years.
Oh my God, man, what a nice story.
Yeah, it was quite an experience to win that contest. I thought there's no way I'm going to win, but then we walked out with all those records. So yeah.
How old were you at that time when you did that?
I was 17.
Okay.
Yeah, 17. Yeah,
awesome,
yeah.
Man. Awesome.
So dreams do come true sometimes. You got to work hard for it.
Exactly. You got to work hard. Absolutely.
Contest, believe it or not, just on the same conversation, there was a gong show. You're probably too young to remember the gong show, but
I remember the gong show.
You remember that?
Oh yeah.
You know, different acts would go on. If they're great, everybody would vote yay. But if you were terrible, they'd hit the big gong and they gonged you off the stage. Mm-hmm. So we decided to dress up as Kiss at our high school gong show. And there was a brand new fine arts auditorium, brand new. So they wanted to showcase it with this gong show. So we all did the Dress to Kill look again. I was Gene Simmons. My brother was Peter Criss, had a friend do Ace. And then we had our teacher, believe it or not, our history teacher, dress up as Paul Stanley. And he was going to join us on stage. And of course, we lip synced it. Well, I came out and I had a skull with a smoke bomb in it. Smoke was coming out. And I walked out with the audience and I did the blood like that. And just and these parents were mortified. They couldn't believe blood, you know, was coming out and all this stuff. Smoke was going on.
Oh my God.
But the funny thing was the smoke, we didn't realize, set the sprinkler alarm off.
Oh, no.
It cut on and doused the whole audience. Oh. All the parents got wet.
Oh. It was all part of the show.
And we were gonged off the stage.
Well, that's a good one.
So you know, wearing the war paint seems to be a recurring theme in your history. Yes. This came into play when you were fundraising for Wounded Warriors. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, my brother got me hooked on that. Actually, Jamie wanted to do something for the Wounded Warriors. So he started dressing up as Peter Criss, and then switched over to Paul Stanley, believe it or not, and was going into road races and hoping to win the, you know, they always have a costume contest for the best costume in a road race, and you would win money for that. So he entered several races and did that. And then he called me and said, hey, why don't you join me? It's for a good cause, Wounded Warriors, and we'll have fun. We'll dress up as Kiss and we'll run some road races. And so one thing led to another. Yeah, we won several contests, best costume, and we took that money and donated it to Wounded Warriors. So yeah, it was a good cause. I really believe in that. I really believe in helping the Wounded Warriors.
I understand that your fundraising, didn't stop there. So we all know that you gained some notoriety when you donated to the University of South Carolina. I'm pretty sure that every Kiss fan heard the story, but those who haven't heard it. So what happened? What happened with that donation?
It's a good question, and we're jumping forward now from high school all the way really to current. I had this huge Kiss collection, huge Kiss cave like you. We just recently moved about a year ago, and we downsized our house.
Okay.
Problem was when we downsized, we weren't going to have enough room for a Kiss cave. Mm-hmm. What do? I don't want to sell it. I worked my whole life collecting all this stuff, and I want to keep it together. So the light bulbs went off, and I started thinking, well, my daughter goes to the University of South Carolina, and she's in the School of Music. And I thought, I wonder if the School of Music would be interested in something like this, because I read an article where they just accepted like a $4 million collection of comic books. I mean, old comic books like #1 Spider-Man, things like that, which I grew up on. I had #1, but I don't anymore. That's why they're rare, so rare now. But I knew they had taken in that comic book collection. And I thought, I wonder if they would take a KISS collection in. So I started calling certain people at the university, and it was steered into basically the collections department, which handles all their collections at the University of South Carolina. And I just basically explained to them that, I have this lifelong collection. I want to keep it together. I would like to donate it to the University of South Carolina, but with the two stipulations. One, that they don't put it in storage.
Okay.
They don't sell anything. They have to keep it together, and they have to display it.
Okay.
So everybody can see it. And they were more than accommodating. They said, yes, we would love it. And I'm like, really? I'm talking about KISS now. These are, old distinguished professors and things like that. They're like, no, that would be great for our young musicians coming in. They would love to see stuff like that. So next thing I know, we put the deal together. The University of South Carolina brought 2 huge moving trucks, spent all day packing and crating everything. And then they drove off with the whole collection. Yes, wow, it was kind of sad. It was kind of sad, but after a few days, I got used to the idea. I'm not getting any younger. I'm 62, just to give you an idea. You can't take it with you.
That's right.
So I was worried what was going to happen to the collection.
Yeah.
And I thought this was the best way to let everybody enjoy it. So it'll be open to the public so they can come in, see it, and they're going to rotate items. So I just thought it was the right thing to do.
Have you been to the university to see how it's displayed? No,
it's not displayed yet. They're working They're working on display cases and where they're going to put it in school. They want to try to do it in the main entrance, so when you walk into the School of Music, you can look up and see everything.
Oh, okay, awesome.
And they had it appraised. I didn't do it. They wanted to do it for insurance purposes, and it's about a $400,000 collection. So I was like, wow, you don't realize how much you got until, they did that. Exactly. And like I said, it wasn't anything selfish on my part. It was just something I wanted to give back and do. I had so much fun collecting all this, and I didn't want it to be destroyed by breaking up the set.
No, it's for a good cause, man. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah. So I just thought it was the right thing to do, and now it'll live on forever. So all the KISS fans, new, old, everybody can go and see it. So that's cool.
That's really cool. Awesome.
No, I think that's fantastic because we put a lot of work into collecting our KISS stuff, and we wanted to have meaning. I know, for example, that when I pass, I'm going to put it in my will that I want my collection sold and the money given to children's charities.
Oh, very good for you. Very good.
Yeah, absolutely. So it has that purpose. Now I know that you've had some pretty cool pieces in your collection. Can you tell us about some of the coolest pieces you had in your collection or have in your collection?
A lot of stuff. Some of it's just personal, like I got the Superman curtains, and I got all the members of KISS to autograph it. So that was kind of neat. A bronze sculpture that Paul Stanley made. He only did 4 of them, and I got 1 of them. So that was kind of neat. A little bit of unusual artwork by Paul. Then you go into instruments. I had Gene's prototype acoustic Punisher. As you know, they come in red and white, but the prototype came to him in black, and he loved it, but then he tweaked it and said, I want it this color. And so anyway, that was the prototype, and I got that from Gene. I've also got a gold acoustic. It's actually gold. Jim Cara made that. I don't know the process of it, but it was pretty neat. Acoustic guitar with like a gold coating on it, basically. And Gene played that at the acoustic show in Las Vegas. So that's kind of neat. Paul, I've got some prototype Flying V guitars. I've got a set of Peter Chris's drumsticks that he used that Lydia Chris, who's a good friend of mine, got for me. So that's kind of neat.
Oh, well, that's nice. Wow.
Yeah. I got Eric Singer drumsticks. I've got Tommy Thayer. I got him to autograph his first guitar that he sold, the silver one, if you're familiar with that, the silver Epiphone.
Yeah.
And I donated all that to the museum. And then I got, actually, if you're a Beatles fan, get this. Remember the Butcher cover?
Yeah.
The rare collectible Butcher cover? Well, I got each member of KISS to put their own makeup on one of the Beatles and then autograph it.
Oh, wow.
What a piece,
man. All four original
goodness.
members. Yeah. So that'll be displayed. So that was pretty cool. And I could go on and on. I know I've got the Bloody Punisher. I don't know if you heard stories about that. It's a acrylic Punisher, but inside of it, it looks like it has blood dripping down.
Okay.
I actually designed that, and Jim Carrey made that. So that was pretty cool. That was my idea to do the blood dripping down. So that was neat. There's a bunch of stuff. I could go on and on. How much time do you have?
Now, there's a couple of items that you kept, like that painting behind you.
Yes, I did keep some artwork. Actually, I've got something here I'll show y'all. Excuse me for leaning over. I let my son and daughters pick out a few things to keep.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
Paul Stanley.
That's the PS10. So that's the really, really collectible one.
Oh,
what a beautiful guitar.
And so my son had to have that. So
that's real history, man. Oh, my goodness.
That's, beauty. So I let my son have that because he really wanted it. And my daughter got some items too. And then we have some Paul Stanley paintings. So we did keep a few items, but the majority of it was donated.
Okay. Hey, John, I know that we'll get into the Kiss Cruise, topic a little bit later. But besides the Kiss Cruise, what were some of the other Kiss events that you attended?
Conventions or just events? Because
any events, something that pops up to your mind, so that
I've got some. I can remember the Jimmy Fallon special.
Yes.
Oh yes,
when Kiss was in New York for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
All right.
Keith LaRue was kind enough to get us in, and we ended up getting front row. And if you look at the video, I'm wearing my Rock and Roll Over shirt, and I'm right in front of Paul.
Okay.
That was so awesome. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the guys, most of them had a head cold that night. They were sick as a dog, but true to their, word, they performed, and they were just professional the whole way. That was a very memorable event to be in a little closed environment like that for Jimmy Fallon. And then there was do you remember the expo where Ace played his entire solo album?
Yes, the New Jersey Expo. Yeah.
I was there. That was, once again, front row. I waited all day to be able to get that. And it was awesome because I loved Ace's album. I absolutely loved it. And he played the whole thing through, and it was really, really good. So to me, that was history. Another thing, we're delving a little bit into the Kiss Cruise, but to me, history was seeing Ace and Bruce on stage with the other four members of Kiss. Never thought I would see that, but I did. I was there to see it. And so that was a memorable event.
Something about the Hall of Fame. I remember that we talked about it, offline. So you
went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I did a breakfast meet and greet with Gene, which is kind of neat. We had champagne and breakfast, and he sat with several, people that we were purchasing a bass, one of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame basses. And so Gene spent, a good 45 minutes to an hour with us. And that was kind of eye-opening experience. And to be able to see Gene, at a champagne lunch affair. Tommy Thayer walked in, surprised us at that. So that was kind of neat. And then when we went later to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, there was a pre-party.
Okay.
Met Peter Criss. That blew my mind to see Peter Criss. He wasn't in a very good mood, but And then we ran into Ace Frehley, who was as nice as could be. He had his, outfit that you saw, and he walked right up and said, "Hey, how you doing?" He was signing autographs, taking pictures with us, just as nice as he could be. Wow. So the only person I didn't get to see in the whole time was Paul.
Oh, Paul. Okay.
Yeah. But it was, to me, memorable because we were right at the stage on the left side, maybe 10 rows up, looking right down the stage. So wow. I couldn't miss that. I had to see.
Of course not.
I had to see him get inducted. So that was pretty neat.
Wow. That's
so
awesome.
I could keep going on and on and on, but those are some of the memorable events that I, remember.
But we love these stories, man. So you can keep going forever.
Oh, it's just like I said, bumping into Ace at the pre-party. He was just like, looked skinny. He was, coherent. He looked really good. Like he had taken care of himself, and he was just nice as could be. He really was. And it's just, that made me feel good just to know he was, that nice.
So what other KISS experiences have you had in terms of meeting the band?
Well, like I was backstage at another meet and greet. This is when I got the gold acoustic. And we went backstage, and Gene was looking at my bass and he was signing it. And all of a sudden, Eric Singer walks in and he goes, "Let me see that. That's pretty unusual." And he grabbed the guitar because I'd never seen a gold guitar before, or a bass. And he's sitting there looking at it. I'm just like, I can't believe it. He really thinks it's neat. And then all of a sudden, Paul walks in. And he goes, "Hey, guys, how are you doing?" I was kind of like Beatlemania or something. Like I was like, "Hey, Paul." And he's like, "Y'all want a picture?" And we're like, "Sure." And he's like, everybody was just so relaxed. And then Tommy walked in. So backstage, there was all four of the guys. And
wow,
that was memorable. And then another time I got to go backstage with my brother and get a picture by the Superman curtain, right where KISS goes behind the curtain to put their makeup on. So to me, that was like the holy shrine.
Of course, it is.
Mm-hmm. You got to understand where our KISS, I'm going to go back a little bit to high school here. We started in high school. I listened to Destroyer, fell in love with KISS, found out KISS was coming to the Carolina Coliseum in Columbia, South Carolina. Told my brother, we got to go. So we ended up buying tickets, and we had the last row.
Cool.
You got the horseshoe where all the seating is, and we're up in the rafters on the the wall was right behind us, and we're looking way down there, and we were watching KISS with their boots and everything jumping around. It was awesome, but we were on the very last row.
That was your first show, John?
That was our first show. It was in Columbia, South Carolina. It was the Alive 2. It was End of Love Gun Alive 2 tour.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And so we were in the very last row, and we had a blast.
Of course.
But then who would have thought all these years later, we're ending up doing meet and greets and meeting them backstage. It's just like unbelievable. I've done several meet and greets. The first one was in Charlotte. I think it was 2010. You're going to have to help me on that tour. Hottest, y'all got to help me.
Greatest show on earth?
Yes, it was the greatest show on earth. And I did that one. And when you did the meet and greet for that one, get this, how it changes and evolves. Y'all get a kick out of this. On that was my first meet and greet. You walk into a room and the guys are in each corner of the room. And you could walk up to anybody you wanted to, and they would give you autographs, and then you would just walk over, get your autographs and get pictures with them. It was just very relaxed.
Okay.
Next time I did a meet and greet, it was kind of like Disney. They put you in those roped off lines.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
You brought 4 items. That's it. And they would walk by the line, sign like that. And then now they don't do anything. They don't sign. You still get your picture and you get a pre-signed thing. So it's changed over the years a lot, the meet and greets, probably because of time constraints and things like that, which I understand. You still get your picture with them. That's kind of neat. But it's just funny how it evolved, the meet and greets, going from free reign to which probably was chaotic if you think about it. In some cities, people probably abused that, and that's probably why they had it roped off, limit of 4 items. And then after that, tell you what, we'll just give you the item already autographed. So
that's it. Yeah.
Then they had a few meet and greets where they were playing acoustic for about a half hour.
Yes, that was neat. That was like I was telling you with the gold acoustic guitar.
Right.
They did acoustic set, and those are wonderful. And now they're bringing those back.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah, they are?
Okay. Yes, I've actually kind of going ahead here a little bit for the Raleigh show.
Mm-hmm.
My brother and I have always wanted to do the ultimate VIP.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Never have done it. I don't know if you remember this, but a few years ago, they used to have the backstage tour with the yellow hard hats. Do you remember that? They offered that for a while, and then they stopped all of a sudden. And we were getting ready to do that tour where you got to wear the plastic yellow hard hat and go backstage, but they cut it off. They stopped it. I don't know why. So we told my brother and I decided if they ever did that again, we were going to do it. So here they came up with the ultimate VIP, and we said, we got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing that for Raleigh because I just think that would be so neat to try on jeans, boots, go up to the stage, sit on the drum set.
The full package. Yeah,
the full package. Yeah, and then in Atlanta, we're going to do the acoustic show.
Okay.
So they are doing the acoustic show. So that is kind of a neat little thing they've added now.
Yeah.
Cool.
Really cool.
So on all your encounters with the band, can you pinpoint one that really stands out for you?
The very first meet and greet with Gene. That was I was blown away.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely blown away. It was on Kiss Cruise 1. Purchased the bass. Had to do it. And people go, God, you just, always bragging about all these basses and meet and greets. Well, I work hard in my personal life. And these are the things that I want to do. That's my hobby. So, that's why I get these basses and do the meet and greets because that's what I enjoy. That's my hobby. So, anybody can do it. And some people, maybe they don't have the money to do that. And I understand, and I feel for them because it is hard sometimes. And it is a lot of money. Mm-hmm. But I just happen to be a point in my life where I'm able to afford that. So that's why I do it.
And enjoy life. That's
yeah.
Right.
And,
but you're not bragging, you're sharing. Big
right.
difference.
And people misunderstand that. You'll find no matter what you do when it comes to Kiss, there's always the haters out there and they always try to put you down, but you can't let them pull you down. You just got to say, hey, this is a great experience. I want to share it with people. I love my Kiss fans. I love that first meet and greet with Gene. He was so comical. He was like, hey, you want to see my impression of Jimi Hendrix?
Oh my God.
I'll never forget. Hey, you want to see my impression of Elvis? He just kept us laughing and laughing. I remember we got into a discussion about comic books and the Twilight Zone.
Okay.
Shannon walked over and got into the conversation about the Twilight Zone. They are big Twilight Zone freaks. They love, they'll tell you every episode and what happened. Even Shannon. Wow. They love the sci-fi stuff. And I was like, wow, she really knows her episodes because we were mentioning certain tidbits and she goes, oh yeah, that was episode so-and-so. And I was like, I'm impressed,
Okay.
So Gene, he's very knowledgeable. Another time when I did a meet and greet, we talked about the Bible probably for an hour.
Wow.
He knew my wife is a director of music and organist at a church. And so she was kind of like, check him, Margaret, make sure he knows his facts. And she's like, he's spot on. He knows his stuff.
he nailed it.
But for an hour, he just would keep on going. Finally, management came in the room and said, Gene, we got to go. It's 1:30 in the morning.
Really? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty neat, man. So, John, you mentioned the Kiss Cruise and you've been on all of them. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And if you have to pick one, which was your favorite?
I'm going to have to say the first one.
Yeah.
Just because nothing like that had ever happened. I remember when they advertised it, I called my brother immediately and said, bro, we got to do this. I don't know if Kiss is going to perform like for everybody. And then we all get on the boat and they call it the Kiss Cruise. That's what we really thought. We thought Kiss was just going to fly down to Miami, perform somewhere, and then we're all going to hop on a boat.
Right.
But it just like blew my mind when Kiss was on there, all the posters, meeting all the fans.
That's right.
That's really neat. Meeting guys like you, my friends Susumu and Yumiko from Japan, Ben and Kylie from Australia.
Yeah, 35 countries, man. It's
I can just go on and on. I mean,
that's right.
I'm just trying to think of all the help me out. There's just so many people. You just bump into them. It's just like, it's amazing. It's just like,
you must have met people from Sweden, from South America. You name it. You know, it's
Canadians. I mean, you know, and when I got on the boat and started meeting all these people, I'm like, wait a minute. Right. It's not all about me now.
That's right.
There are fans all over the world, and you just don't realize it. Yeah. But they all have the same interest as you. Yeah. How cool is this? I remember standing on the deck going, this is so neat. We're in a family now. And it really is. It's like the kids world. It really is. Yeah. So the first Kiss Cruise, just because everything about it was so new. You know, the outdoor show, just hearing them play an acoustic set. How neat was that? Yeah. And then you go inside for the indoor show. And if you're up front, you could touch, there weren't any like guardrails or anything. You could touch their boots. Yeah, you could pick a guitar pick off. And it was just weird. I never see anything like that with Kiss. Right. We were always separated from them.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
It was so intimate, you know, it was kind of a private thing, you know, with the fans. That's amazing. And what was your favorite band other than Kiss during the cruises?
There were several. I'll be honest with you. I love Night Ranger. They really did a good job. And I'm so excited they're coming back. Mm-hmm. Night Ranger was really good. I enjoyed Cheap Trick.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like Lita Ford, Ace Frehley, you know, Bruce. So there have a lot of great bands, but it's probably a tie between Cheap Trick and Night Ranger. They were both really good. So if you're going on the cruise this year, you're going to love Night Ranger. Have you seen them before on the cruise?
No, I haven't.
Fantastic.
Wow, cool. And what was your favorite performance by Kiss or Kiss related performance?
I'll have to say the very first Kiss cruise. Okay. Indoor show.
Indoor show. Okay.
When the curtains open and they were right there in front of you, and you're just like, wow. I mean, they walked right up to you. They walked up to my wife, Paul did, and he leaned down and started playing the guitar in front of her on his knee. And she's just like, oh, you know, I've never seen that before. It was that was my favorite performance.
Awesome. Yeah. And what was your most memorable Kiss Cruise event?
Well, that's easy. Very easy. It's when I got Gene's bass into the Smithsonian Museum. I worked hard on that. It took me about a year. It started because I read an article about Eddie Van Halen getting his Frankenstrat put into the Smithsonian. And I thought, that's kind of neat. Why can't we do something like that for Kiss? Mm-hmm. So I started making phone calls and found the curator at the rock and roll section of the Smithsonian, and we corresponded back and forth, and finally did everything I needed to do to get that bass put in there. And of course, I took the bass, had Gene sign it over to the Smithsonian. So if you Google, just put Gene Simmons Smithsonian, you'll pull up the actual bass. It has pictures, it's cataloged, and then you'll see the video where we presented it on the Kiss Cruise. So to me, that was the most awesome event. Remember, all those years ago, I was in the last row.
Yes, sir.
All these years later, I'm on stage with my hero, presenting him with an award saying, thank you for what you mean to me. You are my inspiration. He was a motivator. He taught me, if you want something, work hard for it. Don't expect it to be given to you. If you really want something, work for it. And that's what he instilled, the work ethic in me.
And that's what you did, and that's what you get, right?
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Well,
doesn't always happen. It doesn't always happen, but I was fortunate that it did happen for me. So I feel very blessed.
Awesome stories. Thank you for that, John.
When you were on stage with Paul and Keith, was that Kiss Cruise 4?
You're with my brother, correct?
Yes.
Yes, that's when Jamie presented Paul, I was just holding the plaque. That's all I was doing.
Okay.
It's the same when we did that for Gene. My brother was holding the award for Gene. And so Jamie said, just hold this plaque for him when I go up there. We kind of, like I said, we tag team, we work together.
Right.
And so Jamie got Paul's smashed guitar into the Smithsonian. So if you go there, you'll see Paul's smashed guitar and Gene's bass. And so that's what that was about. So that was kind of cool.
So you went from being that fan in the last row to being that fan in the first row to being that fan on stage.
Never thought that would have happened.
Wow.
Never would have thought that would have. That was a dream come true for a Kiss fan. Think about it, just to meet the members of Kiss.
Of course.
To me, that's everything in the world. And like you say, when we some of the earlier Kiss cruises, being able to get those photographs with them, how neat was that? You know, you got to walk up and you got a souvenir of your idols. I just thought that was
with
really,
your superheroes, man. That's it.
Right. They are the super, like what did Gene say? A world without heroes is no place to be.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Exactly.
A lot of truth to that. A lot of truth.
Exactly.
So have you ever worked with members of the band in any capacity?
Only one really was Gene. Like I told you with the Smithsonian, I worked to help. Like I said, I took the bass to Gene, told him what I was doing. And he was like, yeah, right, sure. And I said, no, really, I am. I said, can you sign us to the Smithsonian? And he was looking at me like, you really want me to mess it up? I said, please.
Yes.
And so he put to the Smithsonian. So that's really the only time I actually worked with any of the members of KISS was on that project for the Smithsonian.
And then didn't Shannon approach you about that particular project?
Yes, I've forgotten about that. After that happened, I went and did a meet and greet with Gene up in his room with the big white piano. I forgot the executive room or whatever it was. But as I was talking to Gene, Shannon came over and she looked at me and she goes, I want to thank you for what you did for Gene. That was really thoughtful of you. And I'm like, huh? And she goes, I was there. I saw you present that award to Gene. And I was like, wow. And I was like, thank you. That really means a lot to me. So it makes you feel good. I didn't realize all those people, like his daughter was there watching me present. I didn't know that. You go numb. Like I said, you may have looked cool as a cucumber on stage, but I was nervous, very nervous.
Well, I mean,
that's your idol. And then if you look at the video, you actually see Gene start to cry a little bit.
Yeah. I remember being there, and I think Pask, you were there too, and it was a unique moment, John. I have to say, man, that was really, really cool. And I'm, we're so happy to have you in the show. Knowing firsthand, the whole story on your words, it's awesome, man. So to me, all I can say it's thank you for that moment. It was awesome.
I just wanted to give back. Like I said, I'm a big fan. He does everything for everybody. And I just thought, what can I do, this small little person? I thought, well, maybe if I could get his bass into the Smithsonian, just like my collection at the University of South Carolina, maybe future generations can see this bass when they go to Smithsonian. Long after we're gone, it'll live on. KISS will live on.
Yeah.
And I really believe that. KISS will live on.
Yeah.
I think that's what KISS fans have in common, that KISS has given us so much that we have this need to want to give back, not just to the band, but just to generally give back because we've gotten so much.
Yes. It's just, it's one big family. It really is. Yeah. I mean, just like I've been able to meet, fans like you and just, isn't that neat? It's like I actually had the opportunity to go to England, and I'm trying to remember. There's so many people here. Richard and Tish, who are big KISS fans that live in England, and I got to meet them. I got to go over to England. They took me around, showed me the sights, and that was pretty neat. Then I went to Japan. This is how dedicated of a KISS fan I am. I went to Sendai and Tokyo to see KISS play.
Wow. Oh my God. Okay.
So I hooked up with Susumu and Yumiko, who lived there, and they took us around to see the sights. And then we got to go backstage and see Paul, and that was kind of neat at the Tokyo Dome.
Wow.
I mean, that was just like, and they took us to see the Budokan, because I've always heard about the Budokan. And so none of this would have been possible had I not met my KISS family on the KISS cruise.
Absolutely.
See how it opens up so many doors?
Yeah.
Just by being on the cruise, it opens up all these doors. And I just think that's great. It really is.
I think the Kiss Cruise was a game changer in terms of Kiss fandom. I mean, we saw Kiss fans or met Kiss fans at expos, conventions, but when that Kiss Cruise 1 started, it just changed everything.
It did.
There was the Kiss Cruise fan pages. Everybody were on these pages, getting to know each other, and then we saw each other face to face, and we became best of friends instantly. And to this day, 10 years later, we're still friends.
10 years later, and then when you go on that cruise and you see those people, you run up and you give them a big hug because it's been a year since you've seen them. Now it's going to be 2 years since we've seen them.
Exactly.
But how neat is that to be able to go and just see all you? It's just like a big family. It's so neat. It's a great warm feeling. It really is. And there's seats right now. I mean, there are rooms open right now on the Kiss Cruise. Everybody should take advantage of it. If you ever thought about going, make little payments on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm doing. I'm only, paying, I forgot how much it's like $150. I don't know how much it is, but make those payments because once you go, it'll change your life as a Kiss fan. Absolutely. I mean, it's so neat. And there's rooms available now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, many people started to kind of, decline and they canceled. And they
didn't have a choice, a lot of them.
And I feel sorry for those fans. Exactly. That really, in a way, it's kind of a bad deal, but you have to have certain protocols. I mean,
totally.
Sure.
Hey, John.
No, it's nice that we're just talking about fans. So tell us about some of the more colorful Kiss fans that you met throughout your history. Whether if it was on the cruise or in some of your trips, in the U.S. or anywhere. So tell us about it.
I could tell you there's Jimmy Williams. Jimmy and Christina Williams. Jimmy is a huge Kiss fan, and he also collects a bunch of Gene basses. Just a very outgoing personality. I was kind of scared of him when I first met him. I'll be honest with you. And he'll tell you this. I thought he was like a biker, really mean. He had all these Kiss tattoos all over him. I'm like, I don't know about this guy. Ended up, he's like one of my best friends. I mean, and I met him on the very, I think it was the second Kiss cruise.
Okay.
I met him. Just everybody knows Jimmy Williams. Everybody loves Jimmy Williams. Another one, very colorful and interesting is Les Hyatt. Les and Dana Hyatt. Really, really super people. Both of them were in the military.
Okay.
And the funny thing about Les is everybody thinks I'm Les Hyatt or vice versa. They see Les. Seriously, they see Les and they go, "Hey, John Downs." And he turns and goes, "I'm Les Hyatt." Now I call him my long lost brother from another mother. Even Gene messed us up.
Really?
When I gave that award to him for the Smithsonian, watch the video. He goes, "John, now you and I have had some long talks about the military." And I go, "Yes, sir." I didn't have the heart to tell him that was Les Hyatt. He was in the military, not me. But you don't want to embarrass anybody. So you just, plus you're numb. So you just kind of go,
That's right.
But if you look at Les, we look like twins. So that's he's a colorful fan. Now y'all going to look on the Kiss Cruise to see if Les really does look like me.
Exactly.
If we knew earlier, we would have put him on the show and called him John, and you Les really messed everybody up.
That'd be a good interview. You should interview Les because Les is huge. He and Dana, huge collectors. I mean, pinball machines. They got just
anything.
Yeah. And then I could do a little pop up real quick and say, "Hey, John, how you doing?"
So before we wrap up, it's easy to keep the Kiss flame burning when Kiss is still around. How do you think you're going to continue the passion or continue to keep the passion burning after Kiss calls it quits?
Well, I'm doing it right now. I've got my tickets in Jacksonville for Ace Frehley. I'm doing a meet and greet with him. And I've had people go, why are you doing a meet and greet? You've already met him. I was like, because I want to meet him again. I like Ace. He's a neat guy. I didn't mention one of my nice collectibles was a smoker of his that he played in New Brunswick, New Jersey. I gave that to the University of South Carolina. So I'm going to see Ace. As you know, we're doing the Raleigh show. We're doing the Atlanta, Georgia show. When Kiss calls it quits, I'm sure there'll be an Kiss in another form, I would think, to carry the torch. Tommy and Eric will probably still be playing in the group, and they'll get 2 new members, and I'll go to the shows with my brother, and we'll just, I'm a KISS member for life. I'm a KISS Army member for life, and Navy, and Air Force, and everything else. So I'm going to carry the torch and keep going, because I'm a diehard KISS fan, always will be.
They were talking about this on the KISS FAQ podcast. I think it was the latest episode about franchising the band. That's an interesting concept. That's
interesting. Yeah. I'm going to be curious to see how they do the marketing in the future for this. Any ideas, guys? What y'all think?
Personally, I don't like the idea of KISS 2.0 in terms of a touring band. Once KISS calls it quits, to me, it's done. You're not going to have KISS, not in spirit, not in anything. But the franchising idea is an interesting one, to continue maybe with the merchandising, maybe with animation, movies, documentaries. I think that would be interesting. Music, box sets, more of the bootleg vinyls that come out.
I don't think the marketing will stop. I don't think it'll stop. I mean, like you said, there's so much stuff they can continue with the KISS online store.
Yeah.
Still have the T-shirts, things like that.
But Paul and Gene can only continue to support that for so long. They have to pass the torch down to somebody else eventually.
They're kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I don't know. Can you think Nick would do that? I don't know. I
don't know if Sophie would be more. Sophie's a daddy's girl, so she might be more inclined to do that. You know what I mean? And Evan, what do you think with Evan? Maybe you can get Evan and Nick to do something, or Sophie to be part of KISS, or better to leave that to one side. What do you think?
I think they might have their share, but I don't think they're going to run the show. Most likely, to me, I'm with Pask. To me, once KISS is done without Gene and Paul, of course, there's going to be franchising. They're going to find a way to have a marketing, big business going on. There's so much stuff that they haven't released, in terms of merch and audios and videos. We have already started to see that with the Of the Soundboard, for Tokyo 2001.
Yeah.
So they're going to start releasing that kind of stuff. That's just the beginning. But I don't know. I'm having a hard time, trying to imagine Evan and Nick, following Gene and Paul's, steps. I doubt it. I don't
think they want to be under the shadow of their fathers. I think they want their own career.
Yeah. I agree with you on the marketing of like live albums off the soundboard. I think that's a neat concept.
It is.
To me, it's fresh. It's actually KISS that you have not heard before in a different performance. So I think those things should sell quite well. So all they got to do is do the first one, which they did, see how it does in the market, and then just release more. Because, they've got treasure troves of stuff in the vaults. That was the one thing I admired about KISS. They had all the film footage, all the audio. They were smart. They kept all that. So now they can little by little release it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that way we always have something to collect.
Yeah. Hey, John, well, as Pask said, we're wrapping up, and, I really have no words to thank you, for being here with us, such amazing stories. You're a true KISS fan, so humble, it's always so nice to talk to you. So I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, man, to be here. And I can't wait to have a second episode with you. It's
I can't thank y'all enough. Y'all have been too kind to me. It's been very fun. You've got me really excited now about KISS. Anytime I talk about them, I get my blood just boiling. I'm ready to go. I can't wait for the tour to start back up.
But again, you're the best kind of KISS fan, because you're the kind of KISS fan that gives back to the community. I think it's fantastic. And like Claudia was saying, this could have easily have been a 2-part episode, because you've got so many more stories to tell, so many more interesting stories to tell. So don't be surprised if we call you back.
That's perfectly fine. I'm here if you need me.
So thanks
you,
again,
John.
my friend.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you, John.
So to the KISS Army, thank you very much for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show. And remember, never stop rocking. Take care, everyone.
Bye now.
The KISS Army Nation podcast has partnered up with Click T-Shop to offer our listeners a high-quality t-shirt with graphic design by Xander Graphics. Check out Click T-Shop at clickteeshop.com.